2019 can creep up on anyone at any time. This is defined by gaining an average of 15 pounds during freshman year at college. The challenge is learning how to incorporate healthy eating and exercise into a demanding schedule. I have created a simple workout that you can do in the comfort of your own dorm room to avoid gaining those college pounds. I have Isabella, who's going to be a freshman at Fordham University in New York City. She's going to demonstrate 8 exercises that you can do in 8 minutes in your dorm room. So you ready to get going?
Yep.
All right, let's go. For the dorm room circuit, Isabella is going to perform 8 movements in 8 minutes, or 15 to 20 reps, which equals about 1 minute per exercise. She's going to grab her heaviest set of books to perform some of the exercises. So the first one is going to be a book squat and press. She's going to assume a hip distance position with her legs. She'll go down into a squat, and then she'll press the books up overhead. This works her legs, her glutes, her arms, as well as her core. So if she wants more of an oblique challenge, she can add a rotation as she stands. So she rotates to the side each time she stands up. This really works her core at the same time. Next, we'll move into plie, arm raise, and rotate. She'll come into a plie stand, still holding her books. She'll plie down and reach the arms to the front to work her shoulders, stand and rotate to the side to work her obliques. She's going to continue this alternating sides. As she does this, she can pick up her pace to work a little bit more cardiovascular exercise into this movement. Next, we'll move into side-to-side push-ups and forearm plank shifts. Isabella's going to use her books to perform the exercise. She'll come into a modified push-up position, placing her hands on top of the books, and then taking her hand off to the ground to perform the push-up. This challenges her arms in different angles. It also challenges her core. If she really wants the added challenge, she could come to a full push-up position and doing the same exercise. So as she does this, she really has to keep her body strong. Once she's done performing the exercise of the push-up, she'll come down to her forearms for the forearm plank shifts. She straddles her arms with the books and shifts her body forward and back, keeping her body parallel to the ground. So her core has to stay really tight. As she does this, the books will help as a marker to keep your nose coming forward over top of the books. This is a really challenging exercise. Next, Isabella's going to go into dip pulses. This tones the backs of the arms. So she's going to use her chair and come into a dip position with her fingers facing forward and her arms are parallel. She's going to keep her body really close to the back of the chair. And as she goes all the way down and all the way up, she's using full range of motion. She can take these as fast or as slow as she wants to really challenge her muscles. Or you can add some books on top of your legs to really intensify the weighted challenge. Next, we'll move into bed butt lifts. This is one of my absolute favorite exercises. This will be your go-to exercise when you really want to firm it up. So you're going to come to the edge of your bed, place your feet on the top, and you want to stay as close to the bed as you can. You're going to lift your hips up into the air, placing your feet or your heels down, and her hips are as high as possible, and she's going to lift and lower all the way up and all the way down. So as she does this, she's really squeezing the muscle of her glutes and her hamstrings at the top as well as at the bottom. Her arms are going straight, so she's keeping her shoulder blades down, and she can add a little tiny pulse at the very, very top. So she's going to stay at the top and lift and lift and lift. And to really challenge that really sexy area of the glutes, she's going to stay at the very top and open the knees and just pulse them out. This really works that angled side, and it looks great in your jeans. Next, we'll move into book twists. This is a great exercise for your obliques and your entire core. So she's going to hold onto her books into a seated position. She's going to start to rotate her body from side to side, and as she does this, her knees go to the opposite side. To really challenge this exercise, she's going to take the feet off of the ground and do the same movement. As she does this, the weight of the books rotates her body around, and it really adds that extra challenge for your core. This is such a great exercise to whittle the middle. The crunch roll-up is also one of my favorite exercises for your core. So Isabella's going to keep the book, and she's going to come into a V-sit position with her feet off of the floor. She's going to roll back, extending the arms and the legs without touching, and then roll back up, reaching the book to the front of the shins. This is such a great movement because it tones the core while lengthening through the arms and adding the challenge through the legs. And the last exercise are mountain climbers and Superman reaches. So Isabel is going to keep her book for the Superman challenge. She's going to come to a plank position, keeping her core engaged and her shoulders on top of her wrists. She'll do 2 mountain climbers front, 2 mountain climbers diagonally, and then drop down to a prone position, pick up the book for 2 Supermans. This really challenges her lower back and really tightens up her core. Then she'll repeat it. 2 mountain climbers front, 2 to the side, working her obliques, and then drop down to a prone position to lift up and challenge her lower back. This is definitely a go-to exercise to tone up the entire body and multitask in one movement. You always want to end your workout with a proper cool down and stretch. So we'll do 3 quick stretches that you can do after your workout. The first is the child's pose. So she's going to open up her knees, reach her arms forward, and sink her hips back. This is such a nice stretch to lengthen through the shoulders, the arms, as well as through the lower back. Then she'll move into upward facing dog. So she'll shift her hips forward, lift up through her chest, keeping her shoulders away from her ears, and really stretching through the abdominals. Then she'll take one leg forward for a runner's lunge. This is a great stretch because it also opens up the hips, the glutes, as well as her hip flexors. And by reaching the arm up overhead, it just opens up the whole front side of the body. Then she can change legs. So stretching is so very important to include in every workout. It helps alleviate muscle soreness, tension, and get you ready for your next workout. So those are 8 simple exercises that you can do in the comfort of your dorm room, especially during your freshman year, to avoid the extra weight gain. We're not going to let that happen, are we, Isabella?
Nope.
And are these exercises doable?
Yep, very doable.
And will you do them?
Yes.
So you out there too, please go and do these exercises and create a challenge for yourself to do daily.